This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Well, Cash Cobain and Memphis BLEEK got called out by Hove, okay? Because it's kind of like a domino effect, okay? So Cash Cobain says, when I was on the phone with Hove, he said he is absolutely not dropping an album. That messed me up, though. You know what? This all came from Memphis BLEEK. You know, Memphis BLEEK was up at... He was up at Drink Champs, and he says, you know, I was on stage with Hove, and I said, I know you're working on something. Save something for me. And he said, Hove said to him, yeah, man, I got you. I'm going to be honest with you. That's where it started. And I would believe it more, of course, from Memphis BLEEK, because he's around Hove more, right? And they have a different relationship. But he says he got the phone call that Hove told him, nah, I'm not dropping nothing. I think Cash Cobain... So Cash Cobain did a podcast, and he says, yo, Hove's working on something, right? He got that from the Memphis BLEEK Drink Champs. So now Cameron did an episode with Memphis BLEEK on Rock Solid, which I haven't checked out yet, but I'm actually looking forward to that one, right? I want to watch that. Because I know they're going to talk about Dame Dash and everything else. I know it's going to be messy, right? And there was a lot of tension at Rockefeller back then. I want to hear their back and forth about it. Anyways, so then, he puts this out. Oh, yo, Hove was mad at me. What? He says, what implications did I give you that I was working on an album? Stop putting out stuff like that. And that's where you get Cash Cobain saying, when I was on the phone with Hove. Cash Cobain is trying to sound more important than he is. Now, don't get me wrong. Cash Cobain is talented. He makes his beats. He does a certain style of hip-hop for a certain audience, okay? I like some of his songs. Don't get me wrong. I don't like them all, but I like some of them. I just think that everybody uses that same sound that he didn't even create that sound, okay? But that's a sound that everyone goes to because it's a thing, a filter you put your voice in, and you sound a certain way. I can't get down with it, but I'm not going to hate on him because there is a certain crowd that likes Cash Cobain's music. Okay, so I'm not trying to be a hater here and destroy somebody's dreams. I do enjoy some of his songs. I like the For Sure song. He has a couple of them that I like. Okay, so I'm not hating on it. Meek Mill. Am I hating on Meek Mill? No, he just says, like, bro, you expect Meek Mill to be a little bit smarter because he's been in the industry for 15 years now. You know, you would expect him to have more access to capital. Bro, he's begging for $5 million for a book, right? And an album and a short film. You're friends with 5 billionaires. Five, maybe more, okay? Just to go off the top, right? Jay-Z, Robert Kraft, the guy who owns Fanatics, I forget his name, Ruben something, whatever his name is. The guy that likes to like hug, men in Oreo cookie, like at his parties. He likes I think Little Baby stole him, right? But bro, these guys are billionaires, right? Billionaires, and they don't even want to invest in Meek Mill. They did. Now I'll give the guy from Fanatics. He put Meek Mill and Little Baby in a position at Mitchell & Ness because he bought Mitchell & Ness, a brand that Jay-Z had almost killed at one point because he said, "I'm not wearing throwbacks no more. I'm wearing collar shirts." That really hurt Mitchell & Ness's business. They're a throwback store, and they make throwback jackets and a bunch of other stuff. I used to have a Mitchell & Ness jacket back in the day. I need $5 million in funding for a book, album, and short film. These label deals not looking fair at all. They ruined the game, basically. But I can reboot the whole thing. Why I can't get the same attention as a tech investment in rap? What the helly? Listen, man. The fact that you can't have any of your friends invest in you says a lot. You're with them all the time. You bunny hop for them. Meek Mill, I just don't understand why this guy doesn't focus back on music. Why didn't you do another deal with Gamma, with the Rick Ross project? You guys did well on that project. You guys sold 33,000 the first week. That is good especially for Rick Ross. Rick Ross is announcing he's working on music. Is the music going to be good? Absolutely. But is anyone going to buy it? Probably not. Rick Ross, I can't even describe what's happening to the marketing of Rick Ross, where it happens to a lot. I see it happen to a lot of artists. People, their shift moves away from the music and more to social media. Social media is a positive thing and a negative thing. It can bring in a lot more attention for something else, just you hanging out in your house with your girl, right? But it takes away from the music attention too. Only someone like Cardi B I've seen be able to balance both. There's a few people like that, but I'm just giving an example. Like Cardi B's able to balance both. Rick Ross and people like that, they totally move. Like even 50 Cent, they've totally moved to shows and stuff. They're not really interested in his music. Joey Badass only sells 9,000 first week. Triple plastique. But why? He's a good rapper. Who put this album out? I didn't even know it was out, to be honest with you. That's part of the problem right there. And I shouldn't have to look for it. It should be in my face. You know? It should be in my face. When these artists, you're not looking for it. You didn't. Columbia! You're on a major! And it's under cinematic, too. It's everybody's fault. You didn't do anything to put it in my face. Don't go crying. Oh, nobody's listening. You didn't do anything. They're forgetting marketing. You know? It used to be simpler where you could just put out a couple videos. You got to do a whole pony, what do they call it, trick and pony show to sell your album nowadays. You really do. I think someone said it best. You need like 10 to 15 different pieces of content per week, something like that. You like, I've worked with artists on this before, and I charge a lot to do this. So like, I don't even come to me to do it. This isn't like a simple fee. It's a lot of work, you know. Just me, not even me doing it. Me telling you what to do and helping you do it. It's a lot of consulting work. So I don't even really do it anymore. It starts at $1,000, you know, just for a small little campaign. But for that, you know, I'm not talking about ads. I'm talking about consulting, you know. And then it's not guaranteed results. People have to like it, you know. It's just putting the work in. But when you're dealing with someone like a Joey Badass, I was talking about an entry-level artist, right? Or someone new. When you're talking with Joey Badass, people consulting for that are going to want like $5,000 to $10,000 for the project. And the project's only a span of, you're marketing it for 30 days to 45 days, you know? Because people's attention span is so short. You only want to do that much to get the thing launched. And then really the artist can like take it upon themselves after that. Judge says, I don't know how your lawyers pulled this off. Yeah, because he was facing like life and a bunch of like he was facing a lot, right? He got 10 years and 6 years on probation. 10 years in jail, 6 years on probation. That's a sweetheart deal, to be honest with you. He'll be out, if I'm correct. If he's good in jail, he might get 7 years out and the rest on probation if he's lucky, you know? I don't know. We don't know how it's structured. And, like, you know, people like to, like, work it like a math equation. You know, it's like, no, you do this and you get this much time off, you know? Kai Cenat got emotional and started tearing up while Youngboy was performing. I could never relate to that with any tearing up with most artists, but I guess he relates to Kai Cenat, you know. And lastly, we got DK admits on the Vlad interview. This is why these Vlad interviews are important, right? It puts things on record. DK says he was the first person to take a plea deal. Not gonna. And guess what? That makes Young Thug a liar. A liar. Okay? Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I'll check you guys in the next one. If you want to run ads in the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. I get a lot of inquiries, but not a lot of action, which is fine. But, like, if you're going to inquire, be ready to invest in yourself. It's very cheap, but you have to be ready to invest in yourself, I'm not complaining. I know people are just curious. Say you're curious, because a lot of people hit me up and, I type back and forth and then they just disappear because they don't have any money, and that's okay. But be honest, because, just say, hey, I'm just curious, like, don't hit me up like you're ready. I'm ready. And then they disappear. It's weird, just say, don't waste my time. That's all I'm saying. I appreciate you guys. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.